che la luna mi lascerà solo, mi porterà su, su, su e poi mi lancerà giù al suolo, ma mi rialzerò anche la luna mi lascerà solo, mi porterà su, su, su e poi mi lancerà giù al suolo, ma mi rialzerò e no, no, non mi guardi indietro, non torno sui miei passi, troverò nuovi pazzi disposti ad amarmi, non ci sarò più se tornerai a cercarmi, e io lo so che non dormi e poi non riesci a svegliarti, non piangi quando dovresti, non piangi ma lo vorresti, combatti, che qui nessuno lo farà per te, sei solo contro un mondo infame, sarò più forte di loro, non si esaurisce la mia fonte di odio, nella lampada non c'è il genio, un desiderio non si esaudisce da solo, esce prova in ogni modo.
Après une nuit blanche sur ton canapé,
Non dormo la notte, mi scoppia la testa. Piano A, piano B, non mi interessa. Classe A, classe G, sorpasso a destra. 10G, 20G, fumo alla finestra. E scusami il cuore freddo ma la testa calda. Ragazzini di provincia, sogni di città. So come vendere un disco con sulla mia faccia. So come vendere il fumo se ritorno là. Ti amano finché sei povero. Fai 2 soldi più di loro e non approvano. Popolare però non sei più del popolo. Solo perché ce l'hai fatto un po' ti odiano. Ehi, giuro sono ancora io. Se riguardo foto di quando ero bimbo, facevamo le promesse con il mignolo. E una carezza ti può lasciare un brivido, un livido, oh. Qua ti tengono a terra, non voglio vederti volare. Elicottero passo sulle vecchie case dell'Ale. Quando parli di me ti fai male. Religione tutte le mie barre. Qua si tatuano addosso il mio nome. Mi hanno visto diventare grande. Un piano, 2 piani, 3 piani e poi 4 salgo gli scalini di corsa. Il quinto, poi il sesto, poi il settimo, ottavo. Sappiamo che la vita è corta. Sopra sti palazzi non si vede il sole, sotto sti palazzi c'è l'ombra. E per ogni fra che va via poi ce n'è almeno uno che torna. 15 piani dalle mie parti sono già grandi, a 15 anni. 15 in giro, 15 prima, 15 grandi, 15
andava in centro, 15 traumi.
piani, dalle mie parti sono già grandi, a 15 anni. 15 in giro, 15 T-Max, 15 grammi, 15 in 15 metri quadrati, ma siamo riusciti a salvarci, siamo riusciti a salvarci. 15 piani, a 15 anni, 15 grammi. Wow, wow, 15 piani, a 15 anni, 15 grammi. Siamo riusciti a salvarci, siamo riusciti a salvarci.
mi guardi così, bimba, io lo so cosa cerchi ma non te la posso dare. Una vita serena perché ultimamente la vivo piuttosto male. Fingo, quando dico che è a posto, vedi la vita è una giostra. Gira e rigira, se arriva fortuna comunque la sfiga è nascosta. E non credo che possa vivere in altri modi, scrivere in altri modi. Se mi frega di quello che dicono i brani. Tu eri un amico però mi hai tradito, ora che sei un nemico ti
tutto a puttane. Baby guarda che vita di merda. Ho lanciato il telefono a terra. Mentre lei parla grida e si lamenta. Io sto per buttarmi dalla finestra. Non mi importa se piangi bastarda. Non mi cerca neanche più mia mamma. Birre vuote dentro la mia stanza. 1000 droghe ancora non mi basta. Solo il cane è contento se torno. Solo in fiamma apprezzare il mondo. Diventa merda tutto ciò che tocca. Un grosso sorriso mentre tocco il fondo. Io sto al settimo cielo stasera. Perché sto al settimo drink a digiuno. Scrivo una lettera a mio fra in galera. Ma anche digiuno, scrivi fanculo. Sono un passo da prendere tutto. Allo stesso tempo da perdere tutto. Tu ti lamenti ma vivi nel lusso. Io mi sforzo e festeggio pure se c'ho l'ansia. Quando attorno c'è gente che giudica. Faccio apposta più schifo del solito. Io pensavo che tu fossi unica. Ma sei una lurida stronza ti odio. Guarda se tutto ciò mi uccide. I miei G su una band scontano euro sporchi. So che farà male ma in fondo mi piace. Sai che me ne fotte mando tutto a puttane. Mi guarda se tutto ciò mi uccide. I miei G su una band scontano euro sporchi. So che farà male ma in fondo mi piace. Sai che me ne fotte mando tutto a puttane.
Pensavo di essere spacciato un po' come quel fumo. Sono passato di fretta dal numero 0 al numero 1. Ora mi sveglio e c'è un problema in meno. Faccio le foto e le firme se cammino in centro. Tutti passano tutto ciò che dico, nessuno si immagina quello che sento. Pissano sfera, odiano sfera, poi copiano sfera. Bell'atmosfera, vengo dal niente senza fare pena. Io e tutti i miei amici siamo un'altra scena. Puoi parlare bene, puoi parlare male, forse non conviene, non ti conviene. Siamo il futuro e il presente per via di un passato di fame e di sete.
Se ripenso a me, qualche anno fa non l'avrei mai detto, mi sarei salvato da chi spesso non ce la fa, solo cambiato strada, non sono scappato, ma ora negli occhi di questi io ci vedo l'odio un po' meno nel mio. Non mi interessa di essere famoso, volevo una chance pure io. E sta in equilibrio, tra chi vuole il mio bene, chi rema per farmi cadere. Tra una tipa che amo e 200 che scopo senza quasi manco godere. Su una spalla all'inferno di chi ha visto la vita vera. Sopra l'altra Dio prega che torni ogni volta che esco la sera in totale equilibrio. Le rime che scrivo, la vita che vivo, i miei amici in giro. I grammi, poi gli atti, poi chili, poi fuori col disco, poi fuori dai guai. La metà di quelli che ho visto, la metà di quelli che sai. Po' di amore io sono a metà. Spesso vorrei trovarmi altrove, ma le luci della mia città ora sembrano comporre il mio nome. E cercavo solo il mio posto nel mondo, cercavo me stesso, sembravo nascosto. Le rime sul foglio, la rabbia, l'orgoglio, l'invidia negli occhi di chi avevo attorno. Vita che mi sta ridando quello che mi ha tolto. Fans che mi amano, fanno le foto, gli altri mi guardano storto. Lei mi grida contro che sono uno stronzo, io sto in
giorni, con te in un attimo. Su Prime. Maggiori informazioni su costi e modalità di spedizione su Amazon.it.
Ti senti sotto pressione? Esami o riunioni ti agitano? Respira. Prova Ansileve SOS Spray. L'aiuto rapido, calma e relax. Grazie a Cocccc, lavanda, olio di canapa e ashwagandha che favoriscono il benessere mentale. Piccolo, pratico e sempre con te. 4 spruzzi sotto la lingua per una serenità a portata di mano. È un integratore alimentare naturando. Lo trovi in erboristeria, farmacia e sul nostro e-shop. Prima dell'assunzione leggere le avvertenze.
L'Ines presenta le frasi che da oggi vogliamo poter dire a tutto volume.
Ehi, mi passi un assorbente?
Come, scusa?
Un assorbente!
Oh, bene. E se ti serve un assorbente, chiedi l'Ines Air. Non lo
I'm feeling villainous. I couldn't afford them kicks. I had one pair and I cleaned them rigorous. Squeezed in Junior, I feel like Vinicius. Young G stupid, but they ain't idiots. It's scary, trap insidious. How you expect us to know how to love? You know? I can't teach no one how to hustle. Some man just got it. Back then I got chased by feds. I ran out of breath and I wanted to vomit. I hit that freak, she put me in cuffs. It triggered my trauma, I tell her to stop it. She wanna know if I'm really balling. That girl there wanna weigh my wallet.
We ain't doing irrational get backs, creep up clean when they least expect it. Hygiene's poor. Look at the floor, there's insects crawling. I could've got sepsis. Nasty, still try and fuck on my stepsis. Ran through enough of these famous girls, but I still got some on my checklist. Bare gunmen on my guest list. I took bro out the trenches, jump out the Volvo, jump out the Lexus. Active, he ain't got no preference, slapped it. But when in retrospective, I could've been calm and collected, avoided the problem and feed the scene. Too vocal, don't need no suit.
Pressure's on, got to be strong. Maintain your A game till the pressure's gone. Rise up like the sun at the break of dawn. The pressure's on, the pressure's on.
Teams are battling in a double elimination. Each war is a 5 versus 5 one, where the attack order is predetermined. The esports mode is the mode that will be played on, and that is where defenses deal 20% more damage, defending heroes deal 20% more damage, and have 20% more hit points. Attacking heroes have 10% less health and less damage, and the common equipment reduced by 3 levels, epic equipment reduced by 6 levels. So many modifiers to really make sure that the esports mode is super difficult.
And that difficulty modifier many of you at home are experiencing for the very first time when you're trying to push up into Legends League. Well, one big difference that we're also going to be seeing, the players have been talking about it so far, is the Spring Trap updates. And that can be affecting your heroes as well, launching them up and dealing that additional damage.
Absolutely. You can see an example on your screen of baiting the Royal Champion Charge, which is one of the most popular strategies. But now with the Spring Trap, in combination with giant bombs, you can one-shot the Royal Champion. And with these teams really diving deep into their opponents, you never know when they might have the perfect bait to wipe out that Royal Champion before the attack even starts.
Yeah, you have to be careful. But the teams who have been preparing include the 8 teams with golden tickets now from the very first month in April, Cocccc STMN. Then in May, we had Carry Esports, then Elevate, Tribe Gaming, Repotted Gaming, who are the defending world champions, who had made it back, tried to win back-to-back. No one's ever won 2 world champions for any player in Clash. That may change this weekend, we'll see. But then from the Chinese qualifier with a golden ticket, Shibai, then Navi from the points leaderboard, and last but not least, Milliceme MG was able to get that last chance qualifier golden ticket.
Yes, and here is the prize pool breakdown of the finals. The teams that go out today in 7th or 8th place will walk home with $20,000. This steps up to $40,000, $60,000, $90,000 for the team that places 3rd, $130,000 for the runner-up, and $300,000 to the team that wins it all.
$700,000 total this weekend. Insane. But here are the teams in their brackets with the very first match that we're going to be watching today. Elevate taking on Milliceme MG. The crazy thing about this, 14 combined years of experience on the world stage.
Wow.
While Milliceme MG, 0. Oh, the rookies are going to be leading it off in match number 1. Good luck with that. But match 2, we have Carry Esports taking on the defending world champions, Repotted Gaming. Then we go down to Cocccc STMN, who have made it to every single qualifier. They didn't get multiple golden tickets like Elevate did, but they are going to be trying.
The energy is palpable already here on the main stage, and that is exactly what I like to see. Thank you so much, Elevate. We are now here to meet their opponents to walk out onto the main stage. They were the last team to qualify for the for the World Finals via the Last Chance qualifier. It is Milliceme MG! I promise it is them. I promise it is them because it's Anat, Isma, Nes4X, Mr. C, and Addy. Good luck, gentlemen. You can now take your seats. Ladies and gents, you only get one chance at a first impression here on the main stage, so there truly is a lot riding on this match. So Team MG over there looking to prove themselves here on the world stage. It's their first time being here as a team. So the anticipation is there. These guys have been here before. You've got the powerhouse on the team, Max. You've got the clutch player on the other team, Nes4X. It's going to be really interesting to see. Now, before we dive into this first match, we've had a quick look at some of the predictions that have been going on online from the guys here at DreamHack, but of course for those of you watching and voting from home. So I can tell you that the prediction from you guys going into this match is 60% in favor of Elevate. So it would appear that everyone at home is thinking that experience is going to win right here on the main stage. Do you all agree? I think that was a yes. It appears there's some Elevate fans over here. They're going to be shouting for a while. So without any further ado, I believe it is almost time to go into our first attack. So I'm going to send you back over to the casters to get things underway.
We are just about ready. Everybody in the arena here is ready, Carbon. Excited for that first attack. Who is it going to be? We have hyped up this Springtrap rework. We've hyped up the bait because now the teams know who they're attacking. Right now, in the opening round, they know their opponent. So they can check out exactly how they like to attack, any nuances of that attack as well, and try, like you said earlier, bait them into it.
There's been weeks of research going in to know your opponent here. Milliceme MG taking on Elevate. And here we go. Isma going in with the very first attack. of the World Championship to lead it off with the Roots. Starting off with the Rocket Loon Queen off to the right, and we're going to see the Angry Jelly charge with the Queen Warden, and that's where you typically will try to pull them back. We've seen this attack actually come in from Max, who is on Elevate, so we're seeing now Yzma kind of mimic that because it's such a strong attack. And remember, this is an esports mode.
And a lot of the teams will be worried about that Royal Champion bait. So a really wise move to play it safe here initially. One invis redirected the heroes or just kept them on path into this compartment. Now using those extra invisibility spells to keep the Queen and the Grand Warden safe. You notice that recall spell as well. There it goes to recall all of those troops out of there, leaving one healer behind, but shortly that will move across to his main push.
And there's an overgrowth.
Maybe not.
One nice thing about an overgrowth here is, one, you can pull the clan castle out, deal with it, so the town hall is not firing onto your troops. Pairs in the poison for the furnace that typically is there to provide that annoyance with those furnace mice that are jumping through. But the overgrowth should wear off pretty soon as he's trying to continue through. But there is a Giga Bomb that's about to hit these roots and places the king to the far left side to stay on the edge as he's now trying to continue through to the core of the space.
Yes, the timing of the overgrowth wearing off there was beautiful so that he could snipe the town hall as he went past. The Angry Jelly was actually popping some of the red air mines to protect the healers. Like you mentioned, Carbon, we got the king on the outside with the snake bracelet. That's aiming to just strip apart some of those defenses and buildings on the perimeter to keep the Root Riders together so the healers can do their job.
He still has that Warden Eternal Tome to use. He's waiting as long as possible, pushing to the backside king. There is that Warden ability, which is not only just the Eternal Tome, but he's also had that Rage Gem the entire time to try to continue the push. But the Royal Champion, she's making her way through the bottom near that monolith, pops her ability with the Rocket Spear, but does he still have enough in the core? One Root Rider's there. It does barely open that wall so the Yeti can make it there. Only has the Queen ability, and the King, unfortunately, did go down to the bottom, so it's up to the RC to try to stay alive, and I don't think she will be able to.
No, the healers were on the Queen there. The Root Riders went ahead, but it meant that the Queen was in the wrong compartment here, so she was not directly behind the Root Riders to provide that damage. He's got that Queen ability to try and help, but with her being in that wrong compartment, it meant he wasn't able to apply that damage whilst the Root Rider was tanking. So unfortunately, not going to be a 3-star for Milliceme MG, kicking things off. A decent percentage though. What we've seen in the qualifiers was around about that 2-star 90% was what you had to be getting to make sure you weren't falling too far behind.
And pretty good percentage here, 88%. And if you do run into the bait with Spring Traps and the Tornado Trap, it can cause your Royal Champion to go down. If you lose that RC, it could be a very low percent. So that is a good percentage, 90% 2-star to start off this match. Gonna put some pressure onto Elevate, but it's all about who can get that very first triple.
You said it yourself as well, though, the very first attack of the World Championship Finals. So I think given that pressure involved as well, he could be relatively happy with that result. He also didn't get as long to plan against the base as what some of his team members will have. Like we mentioned, Nez4